to a growing crisis in investor confidence in some state-owned entities. The Minister of Public Enterprises, Lynne Brown, has released a statement affirming Eskom and Transnet.
She says she wants to ensure all investors and lenders that both state-owned companies are credible and reliable borrowers. This comes after a South African fund manager pulled the plug on lending to some SOEs, and an international investor has announced a similar move.
The first bombshell hit yesterday. Future Growth, a fund manager that looks after about 170 billion rand in assets, said it had decided to suspend financial support to state-owned companies. And as many in market circles had predicted, others are either considering following Future Growth's example, while a Danish bank withdrew funding from Eskom on Tuesday. Alan Gray put out a statement warning that the current impasse between National Treasury and SOEs could make investing in SOEs difficult. All creditors have cited uncertainty in terms of governance levels at state-owned companies. This follows the recent open conflicts around tender processes between a number of SOEs and the National Treasury. Eskom, the Land Bank and Transnet have issued statements responding to the withdrawal of funding. In its statement, Eskom says, as at the end of August 2016, Eskom has available liquidity of approximately 38 billion rand and has secured more than 57% of its borrowing requirement of 69 billion rand for the financial year 2016 to 2017. It goes on to say, consequently, the announcement by Future Growth asset managers does not place Eskom's funding plan at risk, and I am confident that the funding for the year will be raised. And the Land Bank says, irrespective of Future Growth's decision, Land Bank has access to sources of funding to ensure that it can continue with its lending operations into the future. Land Bank plays an important role in supporting the agricultural sector and its role in the South African economy. The bank will continue to source funding to support the execution of its mandate. Transnet said it noted Future Growth's move with regret, while Eskom and the Land Bank said they would continue to engage Future Growth and other fund managers. But there are concerns that the latest developments will become a trend among industry players.
The big risk here is the fact they may be a leader, they're leaders in their industry. Are they going to set a trend? If this trend gets followed, then we have big funding problems. Government is in a very deep hole that they have dug for themselves, and it could get deeper.
One analyst said this was one way for the private sector to highlight the serious issue of accountability.
I think it's positive to actually tell government that, listen, you can't just do whatever you want. There's some accountability somewhere in the system that we can actually hold you to, because without financing from the private sector, rates will go up. The cost of doing any capital injections or capital planning for those SOEs are just going to shoot the lights out.
The stakes are clearly getting higher for government funding and ultimately for development, potentially robbing South Africans of a better future. Nompumelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.